fully grafted for it, do you know what I mean? And now it's paid off, and now I can chill. Push everything in that direction.
Yeah, man. And everyone loves a tattoo.
Yeah, 100%. And it'll never, like, we'll always be busy. I say it all the time. Do you know what I mean? As long as you're doing a good job and the atmosphere's chilled, like, you'll always be busy. So it's just a massive learning curve. And I think we all say the same thing. As long as you're willing to learn and get better, you'll go far, and that's it. What a shit ending.
Hello and welcome back to the podcast. I'm Alex Lloyd, and this is the 21st Century Tattoo. Dale, how you doing, man?
Cool, bro.
Thanks for opening up on a Sunday.
It's cool.
It's good to meet you. I've been looking forward to this one, for sure. Yeah, man, let's get into it. I guess I'd love to know, really, like, did you always see yourself being a tattoo artist?
I didn't, you know. So when I started, just anything, I was just in call centres, dead-end jobs, and just literally just, you know, it is on the phone, just sat there bored, and I'd constantly be doodling and stuff. So then I literally was drawing all day on the phone, doing whatever, and someone was like, why don't you sort of do something with your tattoos, with your drawings? Yeah. So obviously then went into a tattoo shop. I had a few tattoos at the time, wasn't anything like anything major, but you know what I mean.
So you were literally like, so you were call centres to start with, and then at what sort of age were you at that point where you kind of thought?
I think it was about 21.
Okay, but you've been drawing the whole time.
Yeah. So I did like art in school, graphic design in college, and then just sort of didn't go anywhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was doing like a pre-degree course in college, and it was like drawing naked men and women, and it just sent my head west. So I was like, I'm not doing this. So I just sort of like, I quit, and I went to obviously the call centres and stuff, and just wasn't going nowhere. So I just thought one day, I was at the sort of age I thought, if you want to do something, then I'm going to have to just go and do this myself. Do you know what I mean? So the guy that I was getting tattooed off, I asked him for help, and he just literally didn't want to know. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, you know how hard it is to sort of get into it anyway. So I didn't want to help, and then I just thought, do you know what? Fuck it, I'm just going to have to teach myself. So
how long ago was this?
I was about 21. Yeah, so obviously I'm 31 now. It's about 10 years ago. I think, like, properly, I've been probably doing it about 8 years, but I don't really count the beginning. Do you know what I mean? So I was like in my bedroom for like a year, which obviously is not great, but I really wanted it. Do you know what I mean? So just like, I'm just going to have to do this. So I was there for like a year, but I just sort of knew the right people at the time to get busy. So like the local tattoo shops at the time, even though they wasn't great, was sort of like ringing the council or doing whatever they could do to sort of get their work back. Do you know what I mean? So I was just like, I'm gonna have to go somewhere. So some girl messaged one day, a fellow worked in a sunbed shop, like he had a massive thing. It was like a hair salon, bit of everything. Yeah. And was like, do you want to come and have a job in here? So I was like, sweet. Like obviously I was buzzing because I was like making that next sort of step. What I thought, even though it wasn't, it was a sunbed shop. For me, it was that next transition. Yeah. So when I went in, one of my friends was telling me, now, do you know Josh Eves? You've probably seen his work, yeah. So he was there as an apprentice, and then another lad. So I was like, obviously these two guys tattoo. I'm going to go in here and just learn loads off them and whatever. So I was like, look, I'm going on holiday. When I get back, I'll start. Yeah. So he was like, all right, cool. Went on holiday. Josh had got an apprenticeship with Dan Hancock, and the other guy left. So I was just in the deep end getting all the word that was coming in, and I just had to just sort of like go from there. And so I think I was there for like 2 years, and it was someone else that worked there, and it just got to a point where I was like, I'm not learning anything else now. Do you know what I mean? I'm at the point where there's no one here that can teach me or make me progress any further. Yeah. So I think then that was, like I said, it was probably 2 years later, so it's about 3 years in total sort of doing it, but I wouldn't sort of class it as what we do now, do you know what I mean? And then
were you at this point, were you doing like a bit of everything?
Literally, yeah, because I didn't know, to be fair, I probably didn't know till 5 years ago what sort of, like, how I was just going to do black and grey all the time, do you know what I mean? So I was trying to do colour, I was trying to do, like, I was doing £25 script just so I could be tattooing. Yeah. Just like we tell our apprentice now, do you know what I mean? Just so you're doing something every single day, because I enjoy doing it that much that it just, you're just finding your feet with it, do you know what I mean? But I think you get people like our apprentice Harvey, he comes in and he thinks he has to find his path straight away. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I was literally having this conversation yesterday. Yeah. And I think, some people, not everyone, but can get a bit caught up on trying to like perfect a style from the very beginning when actually, you've got to kind of just try and do it by the book. And like, there's no book, do you know what I mean? Like, do your own thing and it will just come to you naturally, do you know what I mean?
Would you say that you are self-taught in that respect then?
I think so. I think, you know what it is? Like, no one's sat down and said, right, do this. I'm just a very good watcher. Do you know what I mean? So at the old shop, so I was at Sorry Mum for like 3 years with Rob, who I have the shop with now. So just when I got the job there with them, I was looking at their work thinking, I don't know how I'm working with these. They're too good for me to be. I just always doubted myself. Do you know what I mean? I was like, I don't know how I'm working with these. So when I got in, it was nerve-wracking at first, but I'm just a good watcher. Do you know what I mean? So as I was in there, if I wasn't tattooing, I'd be just over them like a hawk. Do you know what I mean? Just picking stuff up. And I say it all the time, everyone's doing the same thing. They're just doing it in a different way.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And it's all of your experiences that shape the work. Was there maybe a moment that you feel like in your career, maybe you mentioned quite early on there where you had you were kind of in at the deep end, or when you were at Sorry Mum, that maybe kind of kick-started your career?
Do you know what it was? I think it was just getting him just like work-wise, I don't know. You know what it was? I think I did a tiger. And it was good, but it's nothing like it is now. But everyone just buzzed off it. So from that, it just went tiger, lion, bam, 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 bam. Everything that people, because obviously people hate just doing third and stuff when it comes to tattoos. Because I was going to town on it, it just sort of shone like, and just brought working on itself without actually promoting it. I was just doing what I did every day, posted on Instagram, and then all of a sudden the floodgates just opened, and then I had sort of like influencers in off like Love Island, stuff like that. Yeah. Did them for free just to sort of get a bit of publicity, and it just sort of spiraled from that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's definitely paid off.
Was that kind of like you were building recognition, or were you kind of actively seeking?
I was just,
because we know how important influencer marketing is.
You know what it was? Cause it's like, I think it was like the first Love Island or the second one or something. When it was like proper booming, do you know what I mean? Even though it's still a thing now, it was fresh. Yeah. So one of my mates knew the guy that was on it, and just said, look, I'll try and get in with him, whatever, because I'd already tattooed him. And he just put a word in, and he was like, yeah, sweet, we'll do it. And that was it. Do you know what I mean? It just sort of went from there. That's not sort of how I got onto the footballers, but that definitely opened doors for other things, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Because he'd just come off the show, it was like everyone was talking about it. Do you know what I mean? So to get him in and just to do a post, which then he was probably getting paid to do, do you know what I mean, as an influencer, just come in and do it for free. It was just like, it just helped push everything in that direction. Yeah, man. And everyone loves a tattoo. Yeah, 100%. And it'll never, like, we'll always be busy. I say it all the time. Do you know what I mean? As long as you're doing a good job and the atmosphere is chilled, like, you'll always be busy. Yeah. 100%. Well, I mean, you can see you obviously give a shit about what you're doing. Yeah. I guess what I'd like to know from you, like, do you have a style? Do you kind of, would you say you have a style? So. I think it's more like animal realism, human portraits, anything sort of that sort of thing. I'm here all day for it. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I would do anything that walks through the door. And I've always said that, like, you have to be able to be busy, because otherwise you're turning work away. Yeah. It's the same as anything, like, I don't know, as a comparison, but if you go into a music store and you've not got every single bit of music, then you're losing business. Do you know what I mean? So you need, even though I might not enjoy doing everything, I wanted to make sure I could before anything else. Do you know what I mean? I'm obviously better at some things than others, but like, I just wanted to be able to do a bit of everything. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't really get booked for anything other than black and grey, just because people know what I do. Do you know what I mean? You're known for that now. Yeah. What is it that like gets you out of bed? What's that thing that you like love doing? Those days when you're like, I'm really looking forward to, work. Just the fact that every day is different. Do you know what I mean? You might get a week where you're doing, like last week, I did Egyptian 4 times. But I made sure that every single one was different, just to have that little like excitement about it again. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Even though I used little bits of different things that were similar, like the hieroglyphics in the background or something as a little filler, the main thing was always a little bit different. And I think that's it. I think, and I always say this, like growing up drawing, I loved doing it, but I never knew what to draw. So I'd have to go to my mum and be like, Mum, give me an idea, and I'll just go away to my room. You won't see me for 3 hours, and I'll do it. And I used to get mad where if I did it wrong, I would screw the paper up and throw it away. Even if it was a little bit, even if I spent 2 hours on it, my head would just not deal with it. Do you know what I mean? So I think with this, because I can't do it wrong, that's why it works so well. Yeah. So because I have to, like, clients give me their ideas, they're sort of basically doing what I was doing back then, but I'm getting paid for it now. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, man. Yeah, it's the best job in the world, man. I love it. I think it's great. And I think that's what I really like as well, because I'm the same. I need some sort of brief or direction. I think a lot of artists that I speak to are the same. Yeah. Just give us one idea and I can roll with it. People come in, they go, do what you want. It's like, it's not as easy as that. It's not, because my head works different to your head. Or like, I get Rob's input and he'll say, do an alien with a frog on its head. I'm just like, not everyone, even though that's your ideal thing, everyone's so different now. It's not as easy as that. I've probably had 5 clients in the time I've done it that have literally let me do what I want. Yeah. And I don't enjoy doing that.
How do you kind of keep it fresh then? Because even just speaking from personal experience, like like you say, I never want to kind of recreate the same material. How do you keep it fresh? Where do you find your inspiration? And do you kind of try and evolve your work? Like, what's your...
Yeah, I think so. I think just constantly learning. Like, I know we sound like broken records, but like constantly learning. Do you know what I mean? If you think that you're at the best of your game, you're a fool. Do you know what I mean? You literally, I always see work better than mine. And even though people gas my work to me and they're like, it's amazing, like I appreciate it, but I can show you better work. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's what drives me to be like, as long as there's something better out there than what I'm doing, I've always got something to strive to. Do you know what I mean?
Is there anyone that you're looking at in the industry right now where you're like shit hot and you kind of look up to, and like maybe just top three
the
artists?
go-to ones, just like David Vega, Portraits, ridiculous. Just for me, it's getting stuff smooth, just super smooth work. Do you know what I mean? So, and it's crazy because he works so slow, and I sort of, even though I'm not the quickest, but I wouldn't say I'm slow either. Do you know what I mean? So I think just putting that time in and just going, so like turn the machine down and going as slow as it can. It just looks like a photo. Do you know what I mean? And that's the sort of, that's where I'd like to be portrait wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, super soft black and grey.
Yeah, that's it. Just soft black and grey. But then it means slowing down. So I think it's finding like clients that are willing to sit there and know that they're just going to get a portrait that size for the day rate. Do you know what I mean? And even though we sort of do now because we've come that far and we're at that point, some people are just like, they want what they want. Do you know what I mean? They expect like large scale. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Yeah.
So I guess then how do you work best? You say you work quite quickly. You prefer the large scale stuff. Are you kind of pre-drawing this stuff way in advance, or are you?
I do it on the day.
You do it on the day?
Simply just do it on the day because I used to do it at home. And like, you know yourself, there's just not enough hours in the day. Do you know what I mean? So if I'm doing it at home, spend an hour on it or whatever it is, they don't really take that long because I'm doing it on some Photoshop or on Procreate. So I just find it easy to do it here. Come in, give me your ideas. I'll take a picture of your arm. I can do it so you don't have to like, clients struggle with the visioning, how it's going to look. Do you know what I mean? So I like to sort of just take a picture of their arm, overlay it. So you don't have to imagine it, it's there. If you don't like it, we'll change it. And it's that simple way. If I do it at home, spend an hour on it and they don't like it, you've lost the hour. Do you know what I mean? And we're not getting paid for it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's
just easier. But you get people who sit at home and smash out designs, and it's just like, I think everyone just has their own way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you find what works for you, then you're chilling.
I'm the same. I do like 70% of my stuff on the day. Because I tend to find like creatively I work better there when I've just created it. Yeah. And I've already ran through it.
They give you your ideas. You're already doing 100.
Yeah.
Where to do it at home, you're like, right, hang on a minute, let me just go back for them pictures.
Yeah.
You're just sort of just wasting time.
I like to meet the person as well and kind of vibe off them. See what the work
they can see that like you're buzzing off their idea. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
And we can vibe together and they give some ideas and half the time if it's been booked way in advance, they change their mind on bits and pieces anyway.
I get like new clients booking in and obviously the wait's like 6 to 8 months or something. Yeah. It's like, do you want my ideas? I'm like, in the nicest possible way, I know you just sent me a one-off deposit, but no. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like wait till the week before, get everything that you want because it's fresh, like I said, it's fresh in your head, and then come in. And we'll go from there. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, man. Yeah, no, it's interesting. It's good. It's good to hear kind of how I think, like I say, we're all sort of doing, and I said it before, like something similar. It's just everyone's got their own little thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Right, quick one about Ghost cartridge, the Hex carts. Now, these are the 3rd generation Ghost cartridge. Best selling as well. Instantly recognisable, bright green. Also the first in the UK to be introduced with the silicon foregrip system. Yeah, we'll get on to kind of, because you're doing it a little bit different, and we'll get on to that in a minute. I guess what I'd really like to know, a little bit of a deep one, but really like, what's important to you and what do you want to get out of life?
I think sort of work-wise, just chilled environment, no dramas, mate. Like, I'm just such a chill guy. I hate any sort of like, down to the stupidest little thing to the major stresses in life. I just like coming in here, we'll stick a film on and we'll just chill out. Do you know what I mean? So for me, work wise, this is it. I literally wouldn't change it. I was saying it to Rob the other day, like, this is exactly how I want it. Maybe a little bit bigger. So I think in probably like a year's time or something, we'll probably move, get a bigger shot. Just because there's 5 of us in it, it is a little bit like overwhelming. Do you know what I mean? But like other than that, work wise, I'm good. Do you know what I mean? I think I pretty much nailed it.
Yeah.
And out of work, just everything that I'm already doing. Do you know what I mean? Like obviously looking after my daughter, holidays with my missus, taking the dog out, just simple guy, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You're a busy man, you know. I mean, how do you struggle? Do you struggle kind of striking that balance and having time out of?
I think you just learn to deal with it. Do you know what I mean? So like if I'm getting up and doing the school run, like that day I know I can't go gym, or like if know that I've got to get her from school, I'll go gym mega early. I'll get in for 9. I'll know that I have to be done for 3. Do you know what I mean? So it's just about planning it. You know what I mean? If I'm I know you can't rush a tattoo because I've got to get to school, so I won't have a dinner break. Do you know what I mean? Just little things like that and just adapting. It's not easy, but I'm just used to doing it now. Do you know what I mean? And like before this, I was doing 7 days a week, staying here till 12 at night, doing all the footballs and stuff. So it's not as bad as it used to be. Do you know what I mean? Because even though I've not got as much time because I'm doing the school run and stuff, I was in here more and putting the graft in more than trying to build myself to where I am now. Do you know what I mean?
Sort of toll did that take on your life? Was
it's just stress.
I mean, 7 days a week.
Yeah, it's stress, mate. Like I love the job and I didn't fall out of the job. I just thought, I just need to chill out here. Like the money's not worth it. Yeah, I'm getting sick clients. Yeah, my word's being spoke about all over Manchester, but I'm just like, I just want to go to bed. Do you know what I mean? Like I just want to chill out. And eventually I think
if you can't enjoy and kind of enjoy the moment.
Rob was saying to me like, you may as well move in because I'm in here that much and like I'm putting a graft in and it's paid off. Do you know what I mean? But it just takes time. People see it and just think like, wow, you're doing this, you're doing Rashford, you're doing like it didn't happen overnight. I've fully grafted for it. Do you know what I mean? And now it's paid off, and now I can chill. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about that then. Like, how did you get to that point? Obviously, tattooing quite a high profile, quite high profile people, a lot of footballers. Obviously, we spoke a bit about kind of influences earlier on in your career. I mean, how did you get to that stage, and when was the first moment? Yeah,
so I think I was tattooing one of Rashford's mates, and tattooed him for ages, and I knew that I knew him, but I didn't know. I would like going through an influencer and going to someone like Rashford is just completely like it's so. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't feel cheeky enough to say, look, ask me if you want to tattoo, even though I knew he had tattoos. So I didn't mention it. Anyway, he posted like I think I finished his chest, and it was mad because you know when you're just so sort of stuck in something until you see it on Instagram a day later, like oh shit, I did that and it looks sick. So he posted it, and I was like, I messaged him saying, bro, your tattoo actually looks not bigging myself up, but looks sick. He was like, it's mad you say that. Rashford just messaged me. He wants to get tattooed off. He wants to come down into the shop on that. So this was like, sorry, mum. So I was like, shit, this is just crazy. You know what I mean? I support United. So it did sort of step me back a little bit. But then when he came in, it just chilled. And then he's put me onto so many people. Like he does it every time he comes in, like convinces his mates to get a tattoo. Like Jesse didn't want any. He always said no. And he was like, oh, come down, da-da-da. And then he ended up getting loads, and then Jesse puts me onto people, and it's just a knock-on effect. I think if you're doing a good job and you get a good vibe from the shop and from you, then you're chilling. Like, I don't lose clients. Do you know what I mean? And you're probably the same.
Yeah.
Once you've got someone, that's it. Same as your barber, innit? As soon as you find someone good.
Yeah, 100%. To be in that position of trust as well, I think it's great.
Just the vibe, mate. Like, I've been to his house and stuff. I know it's not ideal, but, like, just for that privacy-wise, like, I've had it where we never had the blinds on the shop, and just because of who he is, and I get it, do you know what I mean? But there was, like, 50 people outside, and I'm like, it's 11 o'clock at night. There's houses across the street. You're not only, like, disrespecting them. I know you want to see him, but it's not good for my business either. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to want to come back if there's 50 people outside. So we had our cars parked, and there was a taxi parked right behind. And I was like, mate, you're going to have to move your car. I've been in here for 12 hours. I just want to go home. And he's like, no, but Rashford did it. I went, I get it, but move your car. I want to go home. Do you know what I mean?
How would you manage that? You know what I mean?
You don't have to, it's not rude, but it's like, you get the same people. It's like, one time, fine, you go out, have a picture. Do you know what I mean? Or sign some shirts or do whatever. But then after that, it's the same people. I'm like, you've seen him before. You've done this. You know he comes here. Like the other day, there was just people parked outside. And I'm like I say, I get it. But at the same time, it's his day off. He's coming for a tattoo. He knows he's going to get it no matter where he goes. But like, that's why I sort of, when they're in, I have to lock the gate because people will literally just walk in.
Yeah.
And it's like, you wouldn't come in here any other day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's difficult, man.
Yeah. And I get it. Like, I completely get it. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not the kind of guy where if I seen Ronaldo on the street, I wouldn't speak to him.
Yeah.
I haven't got the balls to do it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying for sure. Yeah, it's cool. It's really, really cool. Mate, we got so much to talk about.
Yeah.
Don't forget to head over to Instagram or YouTube, get in the comment section and let me know who you want to hear from in the next episode.
Let's talk a little bit about Artemis, co-owner.
Yep.
I guess I would love to know, and you said there's 5 of you in here.
Yeah,
how do you kind of, and how do you find working with other people? Do you prefer to work in a bit of a team?
Yeah, I think so. I wouldn't be on my own. I couldn't have a shop on my own. No, definitely not. I think I just send myself under. We have days where like Rob started not doing a Wednesday, Ash don't work Wednesdays, Harvey might not be in, and Ben don't come until later. So if I'm in on my own, even though like we'll just have a laugh, I'll have a chat with my client and stuff, or watch TV, I prefer to be bouncing off people. Do you know what I mean? And just having stuff flying about, or just giving people shit, just messing about, rather than just sitting on my own, because it just sends me under.
What's it like sharing decision making and stuff?
We're all dead chilled.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not really anything like, because it is co-owned. I was saying this the other day to him, like, I've known Rob for 7 years, not so much as a bicker, mate, like nothing. And I think to find that in any sort of business is just rare. Do you know what I mean? So there's never anything, everything like, he's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. Everything's just dead easy going.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's no stress. Where you see some people like, I don't know, might have a hair salon and they're just bitching about stuff and like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. It's never the case. So I've got it pretty good.
Yeah, it's probably so important. It is most important to kind of to get on first.
Yeah, 100%.
Working with.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'm the same as you. I wouldn't want to work in a private shop.
No.
I like a busy studio. I actually really don't mind a walking environment.
Yeah.
It doesn't always have to be.
If like say if you've got that main street, like in the old shop in Sorry Mum, we did have a bit of what, and we get it every now and again here, but everyone's fully booked, so it's a bit of a nightmare. Obviously we've got Harvey who can do like little bits, but I think you have to be in a location like you with London. It's prime, do you know what I mean? So you're chilling, but I mean anywhere around here, I didn't even know the shop was here. So walking clients it just doesn't really work, do you know what I mean? But that's why next time when we move, if there is a shop front and obviously Harvey and Ben aren't as busy, there's the option to then come in and do that, or maybe put a piercer in or do something else. But I think because we just started from the ground here and it was so small, like the shop was like where the line is on the floor was literally just this square. Yeah. So we was like, it'll be us forever. We're not getting anyone else in. And then obviously one thing just led to another.
That's it. Have you got anything in the pipeline? Anything on the way? And what's the kind of vision with the place?
I don't know. Let's say somewhere like I love my shop. Like I wouldn't change it. I'd just move it somewhere else. I could just pick it up and just move it. I would do. So I think just bigger. Not ridiculously big, because I still like the close sort of like thing that we've got where I can speak to anyone in it and we're not shouting. Do you know what I mean? So I think to find a shop next time that's sort of probably double this would still be big enough to sort of have a nice little seating area, but then everyone still watch the same things on telly and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's it. Give it a year or something, and then we'll just sort of like weigh our options up.
Yeah, sick. It's exciting, man. Look forward to
of course. It's just progress. Do you know what I mean? To think about like in a bedroom, to in a sunbed shop, to in someone else's shop, to my own shop, to tattooing footballers, to tattooing fucking owners of football clubs. Everything's just going in the right direction. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's not like I'm not trying to do it, it's just happening. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You get people who are trying to like just force like their path, and I think this has just happened. Not overnight, but in a nice sort of steady motion.
Are you, if you're not, then cool, but I mean, are you spiritual, and do you believe in kind of like positive affirmation?
I think everything happens for a reason, definitely. And I think I've got to where I am today just not through luck, because I put the hours in, but I think it's just, like I said then, it's just progressed nicely in its own, do you know what I mean? In its own sort of chilled way. So I think everything definitely happens for a reason.
You get out what you put in, innit? I think, 100%. I think if you put out positivity, you get it back.
Just a good vibe. Like, you go to shops and it's just like, I've heard so many stories, you're probably the same, where artists won't speak to their clients and like they're being arsey with them, and if they want to change the design, they're seeing their arse. And I'm just like, they've come to you. So and they're paying you, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So just like, it, you know what it is? I think a call centre thing with me has helped, because it's the customer service side, where if you just come straight into it, you see the money that you're getting, you're so, because we're all a bit weird because we do art, you just, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So you've got like that sort of, if someone goes against you, your back's up, and most people who haven't had the customer service side can come across arsey, do you know what I mean? So I think just having that little bit of customer service helps me and gives you that sort of bit more understanding with a client, where if they do want to change something, go, yeah, sweet, but maybe this will look a little bit better, or maybe if we do what you're saying, but in this sort of context, then we both win. Do you know what I mean?
It sounds, the way you put it sounds really easy, but then in reality, sometimes it can be quite difficult.
Yeah.
Again, I'll be the first to admit that I can find that difficult sometimes because it's that real fine line. You want to give the customer exactly what they want to make sure they're as happy as they can be.
Yeah.
But sometimes I can find myself then compromising on what I'm doing. I mean, how do you tackle that? I know you say you just kind of try and level with them. Do you find that a challenge, or are you...
No, I agree with you. I get it. And I'll do something where, like, if I've had not free reign, it's still our idea, but be able to do whatever I want, the tattoo will be unreal. If they're so strict with what they want, they'll be happy with it, but I won't be. Do you know what I mean? And that's probably what you were saying. And it's the same thing. Like, I want to do my best work, and you're coming in, as I said before, telling me that you want my best work, and I'm the professional, and you want this. But then you're still a bit overpowering with how you want it. Do you know what I mean? And then we're like, well, you're not posting it to Instagram. It's like, it's not that I don't like the tattoo. I just want to post my sort of creations with your idea. Do you know what I mean? Not all of your tattoo sort of thing. And some people can, it doesn't happen a lot. Very rarely, to be honest, but some people can be a little bit like arsey with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's difficult. Have you had any like nightmare clients or any like situation that's been like a real challenge?
I think the one that sort of stands out is I did a portrait of a little girl. So this guy messaged off his girl's account. He'll probably not see this, doesn't matter. Messaged off his girl's account, booked him in. He wanted a portrait of this little girl. She's dead cute and stuff, like big curly hair and that. And I was doing it. He stunk of weed. She kept going out all day, and I was doing it. And it's just like this. And it just sends me under. Do you know what I mean? When people I get you want to see what's going on, but he didn't stop all day.
Yeah, sure.
So I was like, right, okay, so doing it. And he was like, the nose isn't supposed to be like that. This kid's never drew a picture in his life. And I was like, right. I don't think the hair should be like that even. I thought, he's just stressing me out. I want to just stop tattooing. You're sending me under. Like, the tattoo was fine. It looked exactly like...
Head, though,
it battered my head. And I was just like, this is stressing me out, this. And at the end of it, he went, I was just going to walk out before and not pay. And I thought, you cheeky cunt.
So what happened?
He paid and he was happy with it.
Oh, right.
But I just thought, you sent me under all day and I just won't book him back in.
Yeah.
He's messaged again and I'm just like, I haven't got the time for it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not getting paid enough to sit here and you tell me what I'm doing isn't good enough. And that's not me being a dick, being big-headed. You've come to me. I didn't message you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's the only one, because it never happens. Do you know what I mean? But that one time, I just thought the fact that you said you was going to get off and not pay, I just feel like the cheek of it.
Yeah, and then to then be like, oh yeah.
And then buzzing with it, yeah. The tie was like, I told someone the other day about it. I remember we were talking about, and just like, the tie was fine. And it was one of like, just a sick portrait. It was what it was. Like, everything was in the right place. What it was, because the kids, they've got the little curve on the nose. So I was curving it. And because he could see the motion that my hand was doing, I don't know what he thought in his head, but he must have thought I was giving her a fucking red nose for Red Nose Day. Yeah. But it was just creating that curve. And I just thought, this guy, mate, is just stressing me out. But then everyone else gets the bad vibe in the shop then. Oh, they can hear the conversation.
Mate, I'm so guilty.
Rob looks over and he's like, and I'm just like trying to just bite my tongue, thinking, this kid's stressing me out.
Yeah. But at that point, it's almost like too late.
But you can't lose your head.
What you want to do is just be like, fuck.
Yeah, 100%. Just get off.
But you know that all they could then just get off.
I've always said it, mate. Like, more people, no matter how many sick tattoos you do, more people will speak about a bad one. 100%. Oh, and yeah. That's the case with all of it. But like I say, I just don't like them situations coming across, because it just creates a bad vibe for the shop. Do you know what I mean? And it was then all day. It was awkward. And the fact that he had the cheek to say I wasn't going to pay and get off, I just thought, you little knobhead.
Yeah, blacklisted.
Yeah, don't need it.
This is probably quite a good time for me to ask you the question left you from the previous guest. I like this one. It's good.
Yeah.
You only had to do one design for the rest of your tattooing days. One design, you could use 2 colours and 2 needle sizes. What would it be? What would you choose?
Grey doesn't count.
Grey doesn't count.
Oh, shades of black doesn't count.
Nah. You can have black.
So you can have black and white?
Yeah, I guess.
So it'd be black and white. Yeah. I'd just have to be fucking super soft when it comes to doing anything with the black.
What are the two needle groupings that you kind of?
So I'd probably use a 21 bug pin curb mag. I just use that for everything.
Yeah.
And I'd probably need like a 5-liner or something, just to sort of, if I'm doing, because I probably do portraits. Even though it'd be a struggle because I've only got black, but they don't sell any other ink in this world, so I'm just like, I'd have to just do that. So I think,
have you messed about with colour recently?
Nah, I just try and swerve it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you get the clients that want colour in eyes and stuff like that, and I don't mind it. I'd rather do it in black and grey, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? And I don't buy colours. I steal Rob's colours. Do you know what I mean? Because it just bores me. As everyone's just different. Rob loves it. I think that's why this works. So Rob does colour and I do black and grey. Rob does black and grey as well, and I can dabble in colour if I need to, but it just bores the life out of me. It just makes a mess and goes everywhere.
It is quite messy, yeah. I love it when it's done though. And I can really appreciate
100%. Like the stuff, I think when I first started Sorry Mum, they was posting stuff on the page, and remember, I'll never forget it. Rob did this Spider-Man, mate, full colour. It was sick. Like unreal. Like you've probably seen the image where he's jumping down the glass buildings and there's a reflection in it. It was that one, and I just thought, how am I working with these guys? You know what I mean? Like I'm not good enough to be putting out the work that they're doing. And I think just from having that doubt has helped me progress to where I am. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, sick. What would the design be?
You
only do the same design then for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it'd have to be. It can't be real because it has to be something, doesn't it? I'm just gonna have to use a little get out. I have to say a tiger, mate. Yeah. You only got black and you only got white. Put the stripes in. You can shade over it lightly with the black, trying to make it not go in as much. I'll just water my black down. Didn't say nothing about that.
Yeah. I love that. Trying to find a way around it.
That's it.
Yeah, sick. No, that's mate. It. I don't think you can always. There's so many different variations.
Yeah.
Another quick one about hex cartridges from the Ghost cartridge range. As well as having the unique silicone foregrip system, which is the first of its kind in the UK, they also have the needle configuration on the cartridge body. Really helpful when you're in the middle of tattooing. You can quite easily see which needles that you're using. They're also made from Japanese steel as well, so they're super strong. Make sure you grab these from Star, exclusively at Star, with the code ATFCT10.
What are you leaning towards in terms of equipment, I guess? Because a lot of tattoo artists that listen would love to know machines and needles, and maybe just talk to me a little bit about your sponsors.
Yeah. So I could never get my head around using a pen. I don't know what it was. Everyone in the old shop was using them when Cheyenne came out with the wired ones. Again, just having a pen in my hand to tattoo just felt weird. So I was just on Bishops for ages. I was on the Magi's. I've got like the Nico Hurtado one, which I just keep in a box because obviously it's gold. I never use it. I'll never really get rid of it just because that's when I started trying to get my work super smooth. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously Bishop are dead soft.
Yeah. They're a bit of everything, really. I love
like people say that, like you're swapping them. Like, I could use that machine for everything, literally everything. Do you know what I mean? So I love that. I'll never get rid of it. But now, obviously, I've gone to sort of one. So I tried just a little Chinese one, just because I didn't want to fork out £1,000. Do you know what I mean? Liked it, got used to using it. It took me away from Bishops, and then obviously Ghost brought out the Omen, which he sent us one for free because we're sponsored, and just got on with it straight away. Do you know what I mean? Because I was used to using the pen.
Still need to try it.
Yeah, they're sick. They just again do everything.
Ghost, if you're listening.
Yeah. Little shout out. But yeah, they do everything. Just literally do everything. I tried to get Ash to use one the other day. It's like, oh, I don't like it. And it's like, yeah, but you can see the work that I'm putting out. Rob's used one. Like, it's nothing. You just need to get, like, I used to be like that. I don't give anything the time of day. I had to sort of just stick with it and keep going. Do you know what I mean? So that's the only machine I use now. I've got two just in case one doesn't work for whatever reason. Got 4 batteries. So I'm never out of it. And then I think just like with conventions, because you're not dragging all your wires about and stuff, I can get about a backpack. Do you know what I mean? And you're chilling. So machine wise, yeah, that's it. Ghost Omen every day. And then obviously Ghost Needles. I think with that, I've used them for ages. And I messaged them, about 4 years ago, sort of being cheeky and asking for the sponsor. Just because Johnny got it in the other shop.
Well, you reached out to them?
Yeah, at first, and it was like, we're too busy, we're not doing it, because he just started making them. So I was like, all right, sweet, left it. And then about 2 years ago, maybe, Luke reached out and was like, look, it's that time now. Do you know what I mean? Got a few more people on board. So I was buzzing with that. It's just a massive, massive saving, just for something that I'm not like, because I had sponsors before that sent me stuff, and he was like, I really want to sponsor you, do this, do that. And so they sent the order, and the order was wrong. And I just thought, for a first time sort of thing, you think that you'd have gone over and beyond to make it right. And it just left a bad taste. And I thought, you know what, I'm not doing it. Just look, mate, I appreciate the offer. It's just not for me, this. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to do it. So drop that one. And then, just when I got the thing off Ghost, it was just, like I say again, just that transition. Like, just it was supposed to happen. I know I was cheeky at first. and it just sort of, because of what I was doing, it sort of happened in its own way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I've always been a big fan of those needles, and then when I got the opportunity to be sponsored, do you know what I mean? It's great. Like, I love their, really like the nano card. I mean, I like all of the cards.
Yeah. It's just finding what works for you, innit? So like liners wise, I could just use Ghost because I'm not doing much lines, so it's not as if I use it for everything. And then I'd obviously use the membrane ones with a Holy Ghost, just so there's no ink coming back up, because that's the main thing I'm using all day. And then I've just got onto the hex ones now, just for that little bit of grip. Some people prefer it. It's not a big thing for me because I'm not holding it that far down anyway. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's just them all day. Do you know what I mean? I just don't see the point in changing something if it's not broke.
Yeah.
And they've always been consistent. You used to, like, you get somewhere, you might have the odd few that are just a bit shit. It's just not happened with them. You're not finding yourself throwing in the bin.
Yeah, no, I agree. Nice and consistent.
Yeah, literally.
Talking about actual tattoos that you've got yourself, have you got any space left? And have you got anything on the way that you want to get done?
Yeah, I've got bits. It's just, you know what it is with me? You're probably the same, mate. I hate getting tattooed.
Yeah.
Can't stand it. But I want covered at the same time. So I've got a little gap here, probably, I don't know, that big, but it's like a thin, awkward gap, but I'm going to box it before I go away. Just somewhat like, because from there upwards is done, like completely finished. I will just chill then. A few gaps on my legs, but I don't want to, it sounds stupid because people say it, but I am actually running out of space. You know what I mean? So there's obviously more stuff that I'm going to need to get in the future, so I probably will just chill for a bit. Once that's done on my sides, I think that'd be me then. Just for the fact it fucking hurts, innit?
Yeah, mate, I'm at that point.
I'll numb it and it still hurts. I'm just like me and Penga's tattoo each other, mate, and I don't want to see him for about fucking 6 months after he's been in.
Yeah, he works fucking quick, innit?
He's brutal as well, mate. Like, it's sick. And
how far away is he from here?
Not far, bro. Like
far.
15 minutes, yeah. So we'll just get a taxi down. I'll do an hour on him. He'll do an hour on me. Do a full arm in an hour. Do you know what I mean? And then
he's a good lad.
Yeah, he's sick, mate. And his work's just come on like leaps and bounds as well, mate. But you like, people are just, because they've done it with me before as well. Like, people are just trying to copy him, and you can't copy that.
No,
you can't do it. Do you know what I mean? What he's doing is just in a completely different like league of its own. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, God, 100%. I mean, the amount of like,
I've seen it in life.
He's got as well.
Yeah. Because that's the thing, like, even though whatever he might be charging, you're getting a full sleeve in a day. And you're getting a good full sleeve in a day. You're not getting a full sleeve that looks like it's been rushed. You're getting a solid full sleeve in a day. Do you know what I mean? So I think he's definitely nailed it and got that little bit of his market down to a T. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Have you guys ever worked together?
A little bit about conventions, not on the same tattoo, just because it'd just be pointless. I get nothing done next to him. Do you know what I mean? But he's been in the shop and stuff. I remember once I was tattooing him and he was tattooing himself. So I'm doing one leg and he's doing the other. And I'm just like, it's just hectic. But when you got numbing cream, you're chilled. I know some people don't like using it, but I won't get tattooed about it. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I just don't see
it takes the edge
point.
off. I still haven't found anything that lasts more than a couple of hours.
Yeah, it is not, is it? But if I can get through it, it depends what you're getting. Do you know what I mean? With me, it's a ball ache because I'm doing like full days. You're talking like 6 hours. So you don't, but I sort of work top to bottom as well. So that bit will be completed, so I won't be going back to it. So unless I'm doing white, which I can then numb it again anyway. Yeah. You are pretty chilled, where you get some people like Pengas will do a little outline through stuff first. So he's already broke the skin. So then when you're going back to it, it's already like raw, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it definitely takes the edge off. I got my armpits done off him, and I wouldn't have done it without the cream. Even though it was the worst I've ever had, I still wouldn't have got anywhere near him without the cream.
If you could remove all your tattoos, right, and go back to like bare skin, would you stay like that? Or if you were to get tattooed and get a full bodysuit, what artist would it be?
I wouldn't start again just because of the hours and the pain. But like, I've got a black arm. I wouldn't have a black arm if I didn't have to. Do you know what I mean? I'd just that much shit under it. And I thought, I'm covered anyway, so it's not that bad. I've got like a little break in my shoulder where I've got like writing, which sort of separates it a little bit. I've left some bits in it. So I don't think I'd start again just because simply the pain. If it was pain-free, then I probably would. Just to plan it more. Like, you see people who've got sick tattoos, and I'm just like, I probably would do that because I've been getting tattooed from like 17.
Yeah.
I've done that much shit that it's just accumulated. Do you know what I mean?
Who would you go to?
I don't think I'd stick to one artist. Yeah, I couldn't. I don't think I could do that. But then it just depends. I think if I went fresh, I'd have more room for like little stupid things like Pokemon and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? I've not got room for anything. Just doesn't tie in with anything that I've got.
Yeah. So even though it doesn't, I'm the same, man.
Yeah.
I'd want to plan it a bit more.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Now that I do it as a job, I would definitely plan it better, 100%. But it's just the pain, bro. Like, I'm not saying, like I say, once that gap's done, I'm only getting Pengas to do it because it'll do it in like 45 minutes. I'm
You saved like a nice painless area as well.
It's not even nice, right on the back. So I'm just like, once that's done, mate, that's me. Like, I'm just gonna chill out and wait for something to happen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, nice. So just kind of bringing it all to a close. If anyone wants to get booked in with you now, where can they find you? Are you going to be any kind of guest spots and conventions coming up this year?
I was gonna. So there's the UK one coming up in Birmingham. That UK top tattoo artist. They did reach out and ask me to do it, but I'm in Mexico, so I can't do it. But I'm definitely gonna go to the next one. It just seems well organised, busy. A lot of sick artists to go in. But booking wise, it's just a bit of a nightmare. Everything's through Instagram mainly. But at the minute, I'm fully booked till like August. Do you know what I mean? Last year I booked the year, and it just stresses me out too much. Do you know what I mean? I can't plan anything. Where this year in January I sat down, got my diary, and just sort of booked what holidays I want, booked my birthdays, booked my missus's birthday, booked my daughter's birthday. Just so I've got dates where if I need to wiggle people around, I've got the freedom to do it. But now that I'm booked up till August, I'm just going to chill for a bit. Diary will be open again about May, June. So if anyone wants to get in touch, just that's the time. Do you know what I mean? Just keep an eye on socials.
For August onwards.
Yeah, August onwards. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, exciting. Man.
Yeah, man.
Do you get abroad much?
No, we said we wanted to do Amsterdam this year, but after the last trip I just did, I don't want to go back to Amsterdam. So I'm just like, we'll just see what happens.
I'd get carried away, mate.
Yeah,
I wouldn't get any work done.
You know what it is? It's when me and my missus go, and obviously with like Pengas and stuff are there, it just ends up not being work. Do you know what I mean? Like the last two that I've done, I just got pissed on the night and the night before, and you're hanging out your ass tattooing. Even though the tattoo was sick, because I was concentrating more because I was hungover, it's just like, it just kills it a little bit. So I'd like to go with the plan to just literally graft. Do you know what I mean? So if I did it abroad, somewhere like America or just somewhere sick, I would literally go and just graft my ass off. Do you know what I mean? Just to leave that impression.
Yeah, and just smash it out.
Yeah,
I want to do LA. That's definitely some...
just somewhere sick. Just somewhere that you just don't hear people doing. Like the ones over here are mint, and it's nice to sort of see people and obviously just have a chat and stuff like this. But at the same time, it'd be nice to sort of go out your comfort zone and just go somewhere unreal and just do what you do there. Do you know what I mean? And then just see what other people around the world are doing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think you've got to. If it works for some people, cool. But like, I would never want to work on my own in a private shop.
As I said before,
I don't even think if you've been tattooing years, because
you might get the old boys who like their own company, but at the same time, it's just not for me.
Yeah.
Not at all, mate.
Yeah, I've got to be surrounded by the stuff. And I had a couple of episodes ago, I was speaking to Aaron Raw, and he's done a lot of stuff over in the States. And talking about like the differences between the UK and over there, and they do work different. Yeah. Clients are different. And I think it's important to experience that. Yeah,
100%. Because you can bring that back. Like I said before, everyone's doing the same thing, just different. So if you can go over there and get a little bit of something, even if it's the tiniest little thing, and bring it back, you've learned something. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's the same thing. Like, that's like when I was learning what we talked about before, I'd just go and sit and watch Johnny, who was in the other shop, because he's sick of black and grey. Just see something he was doing and take it away and do it. Do you know what I mean? So it's just a massive learning curve. And I think we all say the same thing. As long as you're willing to learn and get better, you'll go far, and that's it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. What a good way to end it.
Yeah, definitely.
The only other thing I'd love for you to do is if you can give us a question for the next guest.
Yeah.
Fire away.
Yeah. So as I was saying, with me, I want a sort of end game. Do you know what I mean? For, like, the weather shit here, like, obviously the hours I put in, the hours at the end of my game that I'll have put in would have just been ridiculous. So for me, I just want to be abroad. Don't know what age, probably like 40, 45, be abroad, still tattoo. Because obviously I'll just do it till I can't no more. But just sort of the client base that I will have at that point, just like you said, where you could be sort of going away working out, I could be flying from my home abroad back to the UK to do some tattoos for like the footballers or something. So for me, that is sort of where I want to be. So question is just obviously, what's your end game? Not after tattooing, but just at the end of what we're doing. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So the end goal for your
end
career,
goal,
for your life?
What do you see yourself doing in your last 5 years of tattooing?
Nice.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Really enjoyed it.
Been a good experience.
Yeah, it's been cool. Thanks for being a part of it, man.
No, it's cool, bro.
as is the tradition for season 2.
He
knows what's coming.
Let's go.
We've got the 3-minute drawing challenge. We've got a piece of A5 paper. You've got a BIC, you've got a HB, a 2B, and a 1/2 mil fine liner. I'm going to be giving you some this or that questions while you're doing it. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to draw geometric burger. 3, 2, 1, go. Ambition or comfort?
Probably comfort.
50s music or 80s music?
Probably 80. I don't know what 50s are.
Android or iPhone?
iPhone.
Facebook or Twitter?
Facebook.
People or animals?
Probably animals.
Bagels or toast?
Bagels.
USB or iCloud?
I don't know how to use a phone.
Yeah, so we're going USB for that one.
Yeah, go
Are you Insta or Snapchat?
Insta.
Okay. Are you sharing your food or do you like to keep it all for yourself?
Stay away from my food, bro.
Tattoos or piercings?
Tattoos.
Sport. Watch sport or play sport?
Watch. Play. Yeah, play.
We're going play.
Yeah, go
Win the lottery or land your dream job?
Lottery. I've already got my dream job.
Yeah, nice. Working hard or hardly working? 2 minutes left.
Working hard.
Veggie or a meat eater?
Meat.
Fast food or health food?
Health.
Blue or green eyes?
Blue.
How are we looking over there? It's looking good. Loud neighbours or nosy neighbours?
Loud.
It's hard on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you outer space or the bottom of the sea?
Outer space, bro. Bottom of the sea is terrifying.
Yeah, I agree. Christmas or your birthday?
Christmas is about everyone, isn't it?
Would you rather be the smartest person in the world or the richest person in the world?
Probably the smartest. You'd be rich anyway, innit? I need to get this geometric thing.
Save 100 strangers or one loved one? These are
one
hard.
loved one.
One loved one.
Yeah.
Nice. See the future or change the past?
It's proper throwing off, you know.
And you're on your final minute.
This looks like this burger's got teeth. Kind of geometric inside it.
See the future or change the past?
Past.
Okay. Time machine or a magic wand?
Magic wand. I've got time machine, mate.
Logic or emotion?
It's probably emotion for me.
Nice. Passion or stability?
Stability.
Yeah. Growth or security?
Growth.
Okay. Would you rather skill or popularity?
Skill. Yeah, skill.
You're doing well here. I'm not merely managing to throw you off.
I know you are doing, because you're not seeing the state of this burger, mate.
Poor and happy. That's the time. I'll give you the question. Poor and happy or rich and miserable?
I'm poor and happy, mate.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Sick.
It looks like the burger's got a grill. I was trying to get the shape of it, and then I did a bun. I thought it looks a bit flat. I never drew a burger in my life. Not even messing.
We'll get that off on camera. Nice one, bro. It's been good. Appreciate it, man.
What a shit ending.
Thanks for listening. I hope you've enjoyed the episode this week. Don't forget to head over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to leave us a rating and a review as well on Spotify or podcast, wherever you listen to them. Really helps the podcast grow. Massive thank you for all the support so far, all of the comments, and to our sponsor, Ghost Cartridges for Season 2. I'm Alex Lloyd, and this is the 21st Century Tattoo.